Awesome. Welcome, everyone. I'm seeing the participants going up here. That's great. Don't want to start too soon and have people miss what we've got going on. Give it just a second. Alrighty, awesome. All right, so I'm going to jump right in. Welcome everyone to the Elk Grove Unified School District Virtual College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event. We have some absolutely fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Chelsea and I will be your facilitator. Before we get started, a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the schedule on the website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/elk-grove. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, and that would be the University of San Diego.
Hello, everybody. So nice to meet you. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Well, pleasure to meet all of you virtually. My name is Austin. I work for the University of San Diego as our admission communications supervisor. A fancy way of saying that if you get any emails from USD with typos in them, that's my fault because I didn't do my job well enough of proofreading. But today I'm here to tell you a little bit about envisioning your horizon with us at the University of San Diego. I've worked here for about 5 years and I'm so excited and grateful to be able to share because we have quite a remarkable place. I'm sure you saw in that first picture, the picture behind me, but also here, the beauty of our campus. And that's both external, but it's also internal. So we'll start with the external piece. You can see that we are ranked the 6th most beautiful campus in the nation. And right at the center of that screen, you will see our Immaculata on campus. That's because we are a contemporary Catholic university. We were founded in the year 1949 by a sister of the Sacred Heart, Mother Rosalie Clifton Hill. And she believed in beauty, truth, and goodness. Now, she established us on Catholic ideals. And about 70 years later, we still identify as a Catholic institution, but that does not mean you have to be Catholic to come to USD. A big part of our Catholic faith is accepting all exactly as they are, knowing that all people should be affirmed and accepted. So you'll see across the right side of the screen there, all of the stats that you might be looking for as you explore colleges. USD is a mid-sized university. So we have just under 6,000 undergraduate students that are in our classes and on our campus. You can see that we have 47 of the 50 states represented. A lot of our students come from California, and shout out, I'm from Sacramento, so not too far, but nice to have that Southern California vibe down here. It's a great place to go to school, let me tell you. We also have over 50 countries represented. 41% of our students self-identify as students of color, and 40% of our students identify as Catholic. Now, when you pair that with the fact that we are a liberal arts institution that prides ourselves on educating you overall, but also making sure you have a small personalized learning environment, it's a recipe for success, right? So our average class size at USD is only 21 students. You will never have a class bigger than 46 students. That's the largest it'll ever be. So if you're imagining a school where you're sitting in a large auditorium and you raise your hand and 300 people look at you while you're asking a question to the professor, that's not the case at USD. We're all about those small class sizes. We want you to be able to specialize in your unique major or majors. In fact, about a third of our students choose to double major. So you'll have lots of opportunities to mix and match. We have over 40 majors. We have over 100 programs of study total. And we have really unique programs too, as we have minors in change making and peace building and social innovation. So it's an amazing place externally, that beauty, but also internally because we're focusing on these things that help reform the world to make it a more just place. You can also see that we have a 12-to-1 student to faculty ratio, and some of those national rankings across the bottom there. Lots of students who are focusing on business, psychology, maybe something in the sciences, so you can go to med school, as we have lots of students progressing from here to go to medical school, dental school, we become lawyers or veterinarians. So you will have the full gamut of things to explore when you come to USD, all with that small class size. But class is not the only thing. Obviously, there's lots for you to do as a torero. That's our mascot, and that's Diego Toro right in the middle of the screen there with his arms up. We are the bullfighters, the toreros. So we bleed blue, as they say. We're Division I in our athletics. We have 17 different sports you can choose from. We have over 180 clubs and organizations as a total. over 30 multicultural groups. We have this amazing space called the Commons, which is made up of the Black Student Resource Commons, the LGBTQ plus and Allies Commons, the Women's Commons, and the United Front Multicultural Commons, all in an effort to make sure our space is inclusive, it is diverse, it allows you to celebrate your individual identity in the midst of a beautiful city as well. San Diego is the 8th largest city in the nation. I told you I'm from Sacramento, so right, we get cold winters and hot summers. That's not the case down here. It is 70.5 degrees year round. Literally, that is our average temperature. So if you're looking for seasons, San Diego doesn't really offer them, right? It's pretty much green and palm trees and beach weather all the time. So you'll be able to get involved on campus in that sunshine, but also off campus, with the beach just being 10 minutes away. Downtown is 10 minutes away. The border to Mexico is 25 minutes away. So we want you to explore and embrace what it means to be a torero, because being a torero also means being a change maker. If you have your phone right now, take a picture of this slide. This is the key slide for today because I look for change makers when I review your application. I want to see students who are focused on social justice, social innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, and having a global perspective. So the ways that you show up on your application, by maybe that being a leader in your choir, or being the captain of a varsity team, by starting an initiative in your school to use reusable straws instead of wasting plastic ones, going and doing beach cleanups, or working downtown and volunteering. These are ways that you can show up as a change maker. So do a little research on what it means to be a change maker, how you can show that you've created positive change, because a huge piece of our identity at USD is making sure that we admit change makers who want to take their knowledge and make the world a better place with it. I have a couple more slides. I just want you to see the basics. These are all the things that you're going to need to apply to USD if you want to. And I want to call out, first of all, that our deadline is December 15th. We have one and only one deadline at USD. So don't think that there's any early action or early decision, but of your senior year, December 15th, you will have to turn in your application. You have to write a few essays. You also have to turn in your transcripts, an academic letter of recommendation. If there are any international applicants out there, we have these English proficiency scores like the TOEFL, the IELTS, and Duolingo. And we have an application fee of $55. Now, the big thing that you should know, we are a test-free university. What this means is you do not submit your SAT or ACT scores to us. We don't want them. We don't use them in the admission process. So we want to make sure that you are seen as a holistic student, because typically we're allowing you with your academics to push in, but also get involved into that torero life in the ways that you can show that change maker quality, right? So SAT and ACT scores are not necessarily a part of that for the admission process. We just want to get to know you and your overall fit. All right, I've got 2 more slides. This one here just tells you how you can have this conversation go further. I only have 6 minutes, so I'll pass it off to the QR code in the top right of your screen, making sure that you can log into what we call the Torero Ambassador Network. You can chat with current students, like the ones you see in the photos before you, about your intended major, what it looks like to transition to San Diego, what it means to go to a Catholic university, internships that are available. So scan that QR code if you like, and log into the Torero Ambassador Network, as we want to make sure that we're allowing you to have those conversations fully. And then my very, very last slide is just to show you who your admission counselor might be. It's actually going to be Monique Lynch. She's there in the middle of the screen. But just in case, you can use that QR code on the right side of your screen to scan and see what other counselors might be here to help you. Our job at USD is to make sure you get here to be a torero. We're not trying to keep you out. We're trying to make sure that we read your application to its fullest. So make sure you're filling that out thoroughly and reaching out to us if you have any questions. I'll also put the contact information in the chat box below. All right. Thanks everybody for listening about University of San Diego, and we hope to see your application soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right. I'd like to pass it off now to St. Mary's College of California.
Hopefully this is working. Good evening, everyone. My name is Kirsten Colte. Funnily enough, I'm actually not your guys' representative for this territory, but I went to St. Mary's. I am a double alum, which means I did my undergraduate and my graduate degree here. So I'm very familiar with the school as a whole. Don't worry, I will in the chat leave the correct links and the correct contact information for your specific rep. But very quickly, if you've never even heard of St. Mary's before, totally understandable. There are so many different St. Mary's universities, colleges, everything in between in the United States. We're located in a very small town in the Bay Area called Moraga. By car and with traffic, we're about 25 minutes away from Oakland and about 45 by San Francisco. So we're not too far away. For our undergraduate population, we only have about 2,700 students total. If you factor in graduate students, we only have about 3,500 total. So we are a very, very small school. We're a liberal arts university, and mostly it's parents, but very often I'll get the question of, man, my son, daughter, child wants to be a math major. Can they not go to St. Mary's? No, of course you can. If you hear the term liberal arts throughout this presentation, what that means is that's the style of teaching at that particular university. It's very student driven and student focused and very critical thinking and active listening heavy. So if you really like dialogue and you really, honestly, to kind of echo what Austin was saying earlier about change making, if you are someone who wants to get involved as a student, a liberal arts university might be a really neat choice for you to consider. We are a Catholic LaSallian school, but you do not need to be Catholic to apply or attend at all. Our second biggest representation religion-wise is actually atheist students. So if you're worried at all about that, please know that even though we are a Catholic school, it is not a requirement that you be Catholic in order to attend. We also are a D1 school when it comes to athletics. I would say we are best known for our men's and women's basketball teams, but we also have several high-performing men's and women's teams as well. For example, even though rugby is a competitive club sport at our school, we're ranked 4th in the nation college-wise, which is pretty high. Very quickly on this next slide, I wanted to highlight one statistic in particular. If you are a first-generation college student, which means that you're the first person in your family to go to college, I myself, I am also this as well. You qualify for a program called High Potential. It's a program on our campus designed for not only financial assistance and academic assistance, but also as a program to fill in the gap. For example, you can rent textbooks, you can rent professional wear. So if you have an interview and if you were like me, I was low income and first gen, so I really couldn't afford to buy like a nice skirt suit or something for an interview. Please don't fret, we have all of that at your disposal. And I just thought that that would be something really powerful to highlight as well. Very quickly, the average class size at St. Mary's is 19 students. When I was a student here, the biggest class I was ever in had 24 students. The smallest had 5, including myself. So they run very, very small to very, 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 very small. So if you like more individualized attention and more one-on-one attention, we might be a really good fit for you. We also don't have any teachers' aides at our school either. So you'll never have a TA teach you here because we simply just don't have them. Very quickly, I do have a timer on just to make sure I'm cognizant of all the other presenters' times as well. We have 2 very unique programs here at St. Mary's. One is called Seminar and the other is January term. Seminar is a course that you will take no matter what your major is, once per academic year. The same stipulation goes for January term. You take it once per academic year. Seminar is a course where it is a roundtable discussion class. The way I like to explain it is that it's academic book club. But what's cool about Seminar is it's a mixed majors course. So you could have a kinesiology, an English major, a math major, all in the same classroom. Very quickly, January term is supposed to be an amalgam of a very fun extracurricular hobby of yours or a deep, genuine interest in academic rigor. So to give you all kind of an example, one of the courses I took was a Harry Potter history course. So if you ever wanted to take Hogwarts a history, we offer it here. I will leave this on for maybe about 5 seconds. This is a brief snapshot of the kinds of majors we offer at St. Mary's. I will say, if you look at this and you go, oh man, my intended major's not on here, don't fret. You can always, always, always petition your own major. Very quickly, the sticker price for St. Mary's is quite high, as you'll probably notice on here. But what that doesn't factor in is, on average, the average financial aid package is about $38,000. And that does not include the merit-based scholarship portion, which adds on top of it. Very quickly, I will leave all of my contact info in the chat. Thank you all so much for having us. We're all very appreciative as reps.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, Marymount, California University, you're up.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Perfect. Starting my time now. So yes, hi, my name is Gavin Todd. I'm with Marymount, California University. And my next slide. This is me. I'm an assistant director of admissions. I also attended the university in 2010, graduated in 2015, and now I'm full-time staff and I love it, especially just because of the location. So this is a background aerial shot of where we're located. We're located in Ranchos Palos Verdes, California, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. And as you can see in the very far distance, there's Catalina Island, if you've ever seen that. This is where we're at. If you see where it says Marymount, California University, so not too far from Santa Monica, Manhattan Beach, right along the coast where all the really beautiful beaches are in Southern California, and not too far from Los Angeles and LAX, somewhere around here as well. What we are, we're a liberal arts college. According to Niche, recently, we need to change, it's rated number 2nd safest college in California, just because of the neighborhood. It's a very nice, affluent neighborhood and not much traffic, so it's very, very safe on campus. Again, we're really close to downtown and a lot of other local places. And then established in 1968, founded by the religious Sacred Heart of Mary. So we are a Catholic university, and as some of the other schools said, you do not need to be Catholic, and we do not force it upon you. There are Catholic masses on campus. If you choose to attend, you may, but you don't have to take a class. It's really kind of up to the students to participate if they choose to. Here are some of the reasons why. I'll go into it. That you should choose Marymount. Real-time learning. So being a liberal arts school, a lot of our professors choose to opt for field trips outside of the classroom, which is really fun. It makes for really engaging hands-on experiences. Careers, a lot of our students go to full-time careers or pursue masters and PhDs afterwards, but we do have a really strong internships and career services where students will use that, get full-time class credit, and then also transition on to a full-time career afterwards. We do guarantee students to finish in 4 years. What happens is going into the summer before freshman year, you'll meet with the academic advisor, you'll sit down, make a 4-year academic plan. And as long as you kind of stick to that plan, you do have some flexibility. We do guarantee our students to graduate in 4 years. Location, again, not too far from Santa Monica, Manhattan, all the really beautiful beaches, but then San Diego's not too far, Palm Springs not far. You want to go to the mountains for skiing or snowboarding, we got Big Bear. And then very small class sizes, small campus. Right now, we're hovering around 650 students. That could fluctuate sometimes up to about 950 students, but you're always going to have a class size no bigger than 15 students to one full-time professor. Which is a great, for getting to know your professors, your student, so your coworkers, your co-students. And then also when it comes to meeting with your professors during office hours, you'll be able to meet with your professor directly. We do not have TAs, so you'll meet with them. There's never any lines. There's no need to make an appointment, you just show up. Here are some of our majors: biology, criminal justice, digital communication media for people who are interested in post and pre-production film. We do have multidisciplinary studies, which essentially means you can double major, psychology, which is one of our very popular majors, and then several business concentrations as well. And our degrees add up to a master's, the highest being a master's of business administration. Doesn't matter if you're a psych major, but if you want to own your own business one day, you can participate in the MBA program. And all you need to do is you apply your senior year, you start taking some of those classes your senior year. So that way you only have 1 more year to get that MBA instead of 2. We do have an honors program, so a 3.5 GPA or higher, you'll be recognized with distinction during graduation, depending on how many credits you take. And it does give you an additional $1,000 per year as long as you maintain a 3.5 or We have student support services, so advisors when it comes to your academics, learning support, so tutoring services, but also disability resources for any of our students who have IEPs or need accommodations, such forth. The villas is what we call our housing. It is a gated community of about 72 townhouses. So you're looking at a 2-story townhouse with a full living room, full kitchen. You have a patio. Usually there's 2 or 3 bedrooms in each house, 2 bathrooms. And then there's other amenities there as well, such as a swimming pool, volleyball court, basketball court, workout facility. It pretty much has everything that you need. And again, it's 24/7 gated community, security. So you're never going to feel, you're always going to feel safe is pretty much what I wanted to say. Here are some of the, I won't leave this up too long, but here are some of the employments that our students have gone on to after visiting us for an undergraduate degree, some for a master's degree as well. Athletics, we are in AIA division. These are the sports that we do currently offer. If you do play any of these sports, I recommend reaching out to the coaches to inquire about athletic scholarship opportunities because we do offer those. This is about the average financial aid award that our students receive, including merit scholarships, financial aid from FAFSA, honor scholarship. We have a South-based scholarship for any people that are local. We do have a Catholic high school scholarship just for graduating from Catholics from a Catholic high school. And then lastly, the admission requirement, just the application, the fee, and then the high school transcript and a personal statement, or you could do that's my time, I apologize. Do a in-person interview, in-person or virtual interview. I'll leave that with you guys. Thank you for having me tonight. And then I'll pass it on to my next person.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Seton Hall University is next.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And here is my PowerPoint. All right, so my name is Lisa Hansen, and I am the Assistant Director of Admissions for the West Coast region for Seton Hall University. And I'm actually based in the San Francisco Bay Area, so not too far away from most of you joining us this evening. Just if you're not familiar with Seton Hall, it looks like I'm the only East Coast, well, one of the only East Coast universities here. We are just outside of New York City. So we're really ideally located for a lot of students that don't want to live right in that urban environment of New York City. We are in South Orange, New Jersey, which is a nice village kind of atmosphere, 14 miles away from New York City, 30-minute commute by train or subway. And we're a nice size too, just over 6,000 undergraduate students, 4,000 graduate students. For our size, quite diverse with a 45% diversity rate. Most of our students and families come to visit us from the Newark Airport, which is the most conveniently located airport, just about 20 minutes from our campus. And we're about an hour from Philadelphia if you want to go visit that historic city while you're in the area, as well as a lot of different outdoor activities that you can do. Here are some things I want to point out to you about Seton Hall if you're not familiar. So we are known for these things, these various numbers we kind of like to brag about. There's our pirate there. We are ranked #1 in the country for our business leadership program for the past 5 years in a row. And in this program, students receive mentorship and coaching and also internships for top leaders in industries, whatever they want to study, finance, marketing, economics, etc. Overall, we're ranked #4 in the nation for providing internships to students. So over 80% of our students will complete between 3 to 5 internships before they graduate. And we're among the top 25 universities in the nation with the highest paid graduates. So as you can see, outcomes are very important to us at Seton Hall. We have a lot of opportunities available for students no matter what major they're in. And we also have a wonderfully highly ranked law school at Seton Hall, which offers dual degree options as well. These are our different colleges and within the University of Seton Hall. Some of them that I want to highlight include our School of Diplomacy and International Relations, which has an exclusive alliance with the United Nations of America. So our students many times will intern with the UN or embassies domestically or abroad. They can also study for a semester in DC and intern at the White House. Our Stillman School of Business, I'll talk about a little bit more. And then a direct entry College of Nursing. We also have dual degree programs or 6-year programs for physician assistant, physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech and language pathology, and a 5-year athletic training program. So this is kind of a fast track for students if they want to do those professional health opportunities. We lastly also have a medical school. So we offer a joint degree program in medical school. So it's a 4+3 or 4+4, can be 7 to 8 years. And also another really popular one among our West Coast students includes our College of Communication and Arts. Because of our proximity to New York City, they intern with all the major TV networks, radio stations, etc. We have our own award-winning radio station on our campus, which has been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, as well as won the Marconi Award. Our Stillman School of Business, I said I would highlight it second later. And we, like I said, we have a great leadership program, but we also have a mock trading room right on our campus where students learn to trade with a real fund of money. They are also trained to work on a Bloomberg terminal, so they're ready to go on Wall Street once they graduate. And also we have a very excellent graduation rate. We also offer a dual degree program for our MBA program, which is a 5-year total program for students that want to do that. Other dual degree options that we have, we also offer engineering in a partnership with the Stevens Institute of Technology in Hoboken, New Jersey. This is a 5-year program in which students gain their undergraduate degree and master's degree in 5 years. They can choose to study their undergraduate degree in either chemistry or physics. And then our dual law programs include undergraduate options with the business opportunity, either an undergrad in business, political science, diplomacy and international relations, religion, or social work. And these are all 6-year programs or 3+3 programs into our law school. Our School of Health and Medical Sciences, I covered a little bit, offering those dual degree options in the health professions. And lastly, I really want to highlight our internship opportunities. This is just a very small sampling of internships that we offer at Seton Hall. We have a wonderful sports management program. So you can see a lot of our students go to work with professional sports organizations and also research as early as freshman year. They can research with various pharmaceutical companies right in our backyard, such as Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and Merck, and many others. We are also known for our Division I athletic teams, most notably our men's basketball team. We are the Pirates, and we generally make it to the NCAA tournament. And they play in the Prudential Center in Newark, where the New Jersey Devil hockey teams play. So that's a really fun thing to get involved in on campus. But we also have many clubs and organizations, as well as Greek life. Lastly, I do want to invite you to come to visit Seton Hall. We are open for visiting, for tours and information sessions, and of course, many virtual opportunities to visit us. This is my contact information. Then I will also put it in the chat, as well as the application fee waiver for you before I leave. So thanks for joining.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, Loyola Marymount University, you're up next.
Thank you. And here we go. So welcome to Los Angeles, and the only Jesuit medium-sized liberal arts university that you will find in Los Angeles. My alma mater, Loyola Marymount University. My name is Beth. I work obviously in the admission office. I too grew up in Sacramento and attended a public high school up there before coming to LMU. And I'm happy to get to share with you a little bit more about what makes LMU unique here this evening. So LMU, first and foremost, is a Jesuit university. The Jesuits are a type of Catholic priest. So like many of the schools in this room, we are a Catholic and a Jesuit university. What that really means, without repeating a lot of what you'll hear from many Catholic universities, is that we take a very holistic approach to education. The Jesuits in particular are really well known for offering excellent, rigorous educational opportunities. So Jesuit education is very well respected worldwide. The Catholic intellectual tradition is a big part of what informs our curriculum and our whole approach to education. But basically, on a philosophical level, we hope that all of our students during their time as a student at LMU will learn a lot about themselves, the world around them, the big problems in the world, the great challenges. We hope that you also will find that the community is a place where you can grow and become the best version of yourself. And we hope that in the 4 years of becoming a better you and learning about the world around you, that you will be able to answer the question, what unique contribution do I have to make to the world around me? That's really the goal and end of a Jesuit and an LMU education. And I think in a lot of very high-minded philosophical ways, and also a lot of very practical and realistic ways, we really kind of bring those questions to life and help that exploration to take place for our students. LMU, not unlike a lot of the schools here, is medium-sized with about 6,600 undergraduates. We are primarily an undergraduate university, so all classes are taught by professors, and that's something that I hear our students talk about a lot, is how accessible their professors are. I hear students tell about a professor who got to know them and approached them about a research opportunity or an internship opportunity that they knew would be a good fit. I hear students talk about how easy it is to find their professors, to get to know them, to find the support that they need in the classroom. And so that is a big part of the benefit of a medium-sized institution with a small average class size. This is just briefly, I could talk for 20 minutes on this slide because I love talking about our core curriculum. And there's so many neat things going on in terms of what you're going to learn and explore and how you're going to grow as a student during your time at LMU. But suffice it to say that our core is a very well thought out, very integrated, sort of progressive, encompassing curriculum that really throughout the curriculum, we encourage students to think critically, to learn how to communicate clearly, to incorporate big ideas. And that's really the hallmark of a Jesuit and a liberal arts education. And then you can see some of our, well, all of our undergraduate schools and colleges, with the exception of the School of Education, you also can become a teacher as an undergraduate at LMU. It's just not listed here because those are primarily graduate students, but let me know if you want to teach and I can tell you more about that as well. Briefly about the student experience, and I'll just throw up some fun little stats. The way I like to describe the student experience at LMU is that, you know, again, the medium size makes this really possible, but there's so many different opportunities. And when I hear our orientation leaders, older students giving advice to incoming freshmen, they always say, get involved, get involved, get involved. I can't tell you how many times I've heard our students say, get involved, you've got to get involved. That's the way to be successful at LMU. That's the way to be a lion. But what I've really come to appreciate in all my years at LMU is that that advice, while consistent, is always open-ended. There's really no one way to be a lion. There are so many different opportunities to be involved, so many different ways to invest in the community. Our students are very involved in service. We have Greek life, Division I athletics, lots of club and intramural sports. About a third of our students study abroad. More than half of our students live on campus, so it's a very residential feel. And just as you can see here with over 200 different clubs and organizations, there are just lots of different ways to be involved. Among those are things like our ethnic and intercultural services, different, these are, you know, I've got it on a support services page here, but these are also wonderful social organizations, depending on what type of support, whether it's ethnic, intercultural, academic support, or whatever the case may be. There really are a large variety of opportunities, and this is just a sampling to connect, to be a part of the community, and to find your people and really know that you're going to be supported and that everyone in the university is geared towards the success of each student. Briefly about our location, we are located on the west side of Los Angeles. This map is not to scale, but we are closer to the beach than downtown LA. But of course, with everything Los Angeles has to offer right in our backyard, Silicon Beach is a great place to be. And we really enjoy our location here on the west side. I am going to have to skip past this because I see my hint that my time is almost up, but I'll pop a link into the chat as well. And then just really briefly, if you want to screenshot a couple things about our application process. LMU is test optional. You can see we do have an early action deadline and also regular decisions. So I'll pop some links in the chat if you have more questions.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay, Dominican University.
Let me just quickly present this. Hi, everyone. My name is Alyssa Peterson. I'm an undergraduate admissions counselor here at Dominican. This slide is just dedicated to the different counselors in the office. Julissa is actually your guys' counselor. You are in her territory. I'm just covering for her tonight. But if you were to email any of us, we will all respond to you. Dominican is located in San Rafael, California, about 30 minutes to the Golden Gate Bridge. I always say the other side of San Francisco. We are more towards Novato. It's nice because we don't get the fog of the city, so it's relatively pretty sunny all year round. Dominican goes by this thing called the Dominican Experience. Basically, the 4 quadrants that you see on my screen are what you yourself are going to get out of your curriculum and your experience once you're at Dominican. Integrative coaching, once you come in, you're going to be set up with a peer mentor and an academic advisor. Community engagement, we are a required internship school, so you are required 1 internship in order to graduate. You're also going to be doing service learning classes, so you will be doing community service around our community. Signature work, you are going to be required a senior thesis, a 30-page paper, a project. Usually you guys are going on to present at conferences, so that is also a requirement. And then a digital portfolio. So you will be coming in and setting up a portfolio online, basically an online resume dedicated to you and your work. And again, this is all incorporated into your curriculum. You don't have to go out and find these things. Your academic advisor helps put all these things into your schedule. I have linked our majors and programs on the screen, but you guys can always go into our website and look around. We're really popular for our direct entry nursing program, our business administration, communication, psychology, biological sciences, global public health. Those are some of the ones I see come across my desk. But again, we have more, so feel free to check out the website. Dominican was founded in 1890. We were originally an all-female university, but we are now both male and female. We have roughly 1,800 students on campus. Average class size is about 16 students per class. 87% of students stay for their second year compared to the national average of 72%. So that's basically our retention rate. The average GPA I see coming in is roughly a 3.6, and the largest class currently is 28 students. We cap our classes at about a high school class size. These are some of our outcomes. It also gives you an idea as to where some of our internships are and our connections. So this just kind of gives you a little bit of an idea. And then if you're interested in like the health sciences, this slide is dedicated to like where our nurses go for clinical rotation, global public health, and biological sciences. And then graduate school. Dominican does offer graduate programs on campus, but that does not necessarily mean you have to stay with us. This is actually last year's graduating class. This is where they have landed if they have gone on to a graduate school. And then cost of attendance. Our tuition runs roughly about $47,000 a year. And then if you were to tack on room and board, you will be looking at roughly $67,000 a year with us, that first column. Off campus and with parents are obviously going to be a little bit different because we are factoring in other things such as utilities, rent, gas, groceries, things like that. And then with that being said, financial aid, when you apply to Dominican, based off of your cumulative weighted GPA at time of admission, you are qualified for up to $25,000 a year with us, and that is given to you for all 4 years. With that being said, I'll go over 2 different sets of requirements. For my non-nursing majors, we are a free application on the Common App. You're going to have a personal statement essay, and then we are test optional for non-nursing majors. Letters of recommendation are recommended, they are not required. We do have a priority deadline of February 1st for non-nursing majors. For those that are here who are interested in our direct entry nursing program, again, we're a free application. You're still going to have that personal statement essay, but you will have an additional nursing prompt from us. We also are test optional for the nursing program, and one letter of recommendation is required. Priority deadline for the program is February 1st. That's actually the deadline. I need all materials in, transcripts, letters of rec, application in by February 1st in order to be considered for the program. And again, we are on the Common App. Different ways to connect. I've linked our website at the top, dominican.edu. And then upcoming ways to connect, we are offering in-person and online virtual appointments. We're also doing both guided tours online and in-person tours on campus if you guys want to stop by. We will be doing info sessions, and then we are going to be having an on-campus in-person event in November, a campus visit day. So if you guys are interested, visit the website to sign up. And then with that being said, you can find us also on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. We post pretty regularly to our Instagram, and we usually update everyone there. So check out our Instagram. And then with that being said, that is my presentation for tonight. I've put my contact information on the screen. If you guys want to take a picture of it, I will also pop it in the chat. Thank you all so much for having me tonight.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So with that being said, that's going to wrap up our program. I am going to share some final thoughts here. Alrighty. So thank you everyone for joining us, and thank you to the presenters for some really great information. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We are going to continue with the evening, so we encourage you to check back to the schedule to sign up for more sessions if you're interested. You'll be able to find this session's recording as well as the other sessions recordings at strivescan.com/elk-grove. Thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.